What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So something happened with the bike this weekend. We went on a 2-3 day trip and I came back and the battery was dead. So for most of us that have kids, they like to play around with our toys, they like to play around with our bikes, they like to turn the switches on. And I know for a fact, when I usually leave for 2-3 days, I'll put the bike on the battery tender and I'll leave it just like that. So somehow they snuck in here before we left. They were playing with the switches and they left the bike on. It's all right, I'm gonna upgrade the battery anyway. So I went with the lithium battery from Harley Davidson. I did that install already. I'll show you guys how I did that. Also, if you're gonna go with the lithium battery and you do have a battery tender, most of us have the battery tender for the regular batteries. But for the lithium batteries, you definitely want to go with a lithium battery tender. So I did purchase that from Harley Davidson, and also did purchase the Harley Davidson Lithium battery. You do want to get the ones that are, that are made specific for the Harley Davidson, and you're getting the right model, the right brand, and it's made for that vibration. So I'll show you guys how I did that right now. So let's go. From here, I'll go ahead and remove the master fuse. So from here, I'll throw on a protector so I don't scratch any of the paint while I'm moving all these wires and taking the battery out. So from here, I'll move all these wires. You might not have all these cables. I do have a lot of Sierra 3D products. So I'll move all these cables out of the way and then I'll remove the ECM. I'll pop the ECM out. I'll still leave it connected. I'll just get it out of the way. So for these back two bolts, I can either use a T40 or I can use a 1/2 inch socket. Now from here, you can access your battery. You have your negative and your positive. We'll go ahead and disconnect the negative first, and then we'll disconnect the positive. So to remove the positive and the negative terminals, in my case, I can either use a Phillips screwdriver or I can use a 3/8 socket. I'll go ahead and push these negative cables out of the way so they're not touching. And then from here, I'll go ahead and remove the positive cable. So in my case, I do have a strap that's gonna help lift this battery because this battery is a little heavy. So I'll pull on this strap and it should lift the battery. And from here, just try to get a good grip on it, pull it out. So here I have the old battery. The weight on this one is 20 pounds, 7.8 ounces. So here you have the Harley Davidson 12-volt lithium battery. This one is coming in at 4 pounds, 9.9 ounces. So here you have the Harley Davidson 1 amp battery charger. You can charge different batteries on this one, but you definitely want to use a lithium amp battery charger for a lithium battery. So for this strap, I'm gonna go ahead and tuck it in here so I have access to it and it doesn't fall down on me. Just make sure you're putting in your battery the same way. So the positive is gonna be on the left side, negative is gonna be on the right side. It's a lot easier. You can do it with one hand instead of having to use both hands to pull it out or put it in. Definitely a lot lighter. So now that I have the battery in here, I'll go ahead and connect the positive first, and then I'll connect the negative. So with the new battery, they do provide you with new bolts to connect your terminals. You just want to tighten it down nice and snug. You don't want to over tighten. So if you have more battery leads connecting to your terminals, you can reuse the stock screw. So now I'll go ahead and reconnect the ECM, put the cover back on the battery, and clean up my wires. So once you got your battery installed, just make sure you reconnect your main fuse. And from here, you can select the different options between a normal battery, AGM, and lithium. And you also have the option for a 6-volt battery. Also, what's great about this Harley Davidson battery tender, it remembers what battery you have plugged in.